Living in Arkansas tonight, a group of 20 people like no other. They have a bond that was built as children, thrown into one of the scariest situations anyone could ever face.
They lied about their birth dates in order to join the Army. Sid Hefner is one of them. He joined the Marines at just 15 years old.
Tonight, only on KRK4, Cassandra Webb tells us the story of the veterans of underage military service.
This is an entire story.
Sid Hefner of Hot Springs loves computers. He also likes telling stories that make people laugh.
At least give me a parachute so I can jump out of this thing.
Moments from his past, frozen in photographs, brings a smile to his face. But Sid also remembers a time when survival was the only thing on his mind.
Literally woke up in the middle of the night and pinched myself, clawed my skin to try to get myself to wake up. This has got to be a dream. This is not really happening.
Sid became the newest member of the United States Marine Corps when he was just 15 years old.
We was no longer a human being, we was maggots. In those days, they didn't have to treat you with kid gloves.
Like most coming-of-age stories, this one starts with a girl.
And I wanted to go see her before they left. They was moving the next morning.
No car, and parents wouldn't let him borrow theirs. Sid was fed up. Sid ran away from his home in Polk, Mississippi in 1955.
I picked the phone up, called a friend of mine, said, I'm leaving home.
That friend was Sid's younger buddy, Melvin Burns. Sid asked Melvin to pack him an extra pair of pants, and that was that.
The last thing I could hear my mother saying is, Sid, you come back here. And Daddy saying he's going to take a belt to me, and I just kept walking.
They went to Memphis, but couldn't find work.
Made our minds up we're not going back home one way or another.
But they did find a Marine Corps recruiting office. The recruiter knew Sid and Melvin were underage, but
he asked, so do you think that your high school principal will give you a blank school record?
And sure enough, he did.
Mr. Davis said, well, so this might be good for you.
Now, the principal refused to sign a fraudulent document, so Sid and Melvin,
we signed each other's.
Soon, Sid was on his way to Paris Island in South Carolina for training. He was more excited than scared. Sid's big brother, Orman, was also in the service, and he told Sid about all the good times he had.
If they got through his training, they could go to the clubs, the slot shoot, and drink beer and stuff like this. So this is what I'm expecting, and I get there, that was my first bubble burst.
Sid's naivety got him through painful drills as he recalls wondering,
which one of these is the beer hall?
Sid saw things that would make a kid grow up real fast. One member of his platoon,
and he turned in one of our drill instructors for abuse.
That instructor didn't get into any trouble, and that member was brutally hazed upon his return to the platoon.
It was a different time, different place.
Sid knew telling people his age would have been an easy out.
I tell them now, everybody back in this, my platoon is going to, baby this and chicken that. And
after Sid's training, he went to Okinawa, where he was told to keep his bayonet clean and ready to go. He was 17 years old.
Prepared to do my job. I didn't think about death, but naturally it was there. I didn't think about it. I didn't dwell on it. You did what you was told, and you went and did the best job you could.
Sid spent a few years in the Marines before switching over to the Air Force. That's when he married Joyce and had 3 children. Part of his legacy in these photos.
They had trouble believing my story. A mentor called me and said, that can't be you, Pop. I said, look, that's me. Can't you recognize me? Of course, that's me. So would you look like a baby? I said, well, I was kind of young.
Sid served his country until his retirement in 1976. As for his runaway buddy, Melvin
was in a severe car wreck. He got brain damage. He'd been deceased now quite a while, 45 years.
Sid has a simple message to folks about his small group of underage veterans.
Just want them to know that we exist. No particular fame or anything like that, or no particular recognition. Just something we did.
Those few, those band of brothers like Sid, who chose the hard road of bravery and sacrifice that forged a boy into a man.
That was Cassandra Webb reporting. Veterans of Underage Military Service has no headquarters, no local chapters, no address, not even an email address. They operate out of their homes, and sadly, they're totally dissolving on December 31st. Most of the members are 90 years old or older. Sid hopes, though, by telling their stories, they will be able to continue.